here it is, rematch with Buffalo, fourth quarter. Tied at 14 with 3 seconds on the clock. Jason Strofsky is lined up for the kick. Can he propel us to a win? The kick is up. It's good! 17-14 over the Buffalo Bills. Another comeback. You can see we were down in the first half, 14-0. Came back, we got a touchdown. It was 14-7 at halftime. We battled back, right? Another close game, but one that goes in the win column. So there we are, 9-3. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another episode of Game Night with Retro. And here we are on the New England Patriots homepage. We completed the season. We finished with a record of 13-3. So a good record by any, I'd say a lot of people say in real life, and that's a good record in real life. Now the veteran players, expert players, you might say that's a shabby record. You lost 3 games. Geez, well, I don't do what I call the Jerry Ball attack. He's like, the nose tackle for the Detroit Lions in this game. I don't do the nose tackle thing where you can, just shut the play down, a lot of plays. I seek a challenge from this game, so therefore I give the opponent good plays. I give them the best players, like if they're on good or excellent condition, the best players available. I give them good plays. I don't do the nose tackle attack, the Jerry Ball attack. I pick run on first and second down, and control the defensive back and try to cover, right? And on third and fourth down, then I will allow myself to pick a pass and either cover or rush the passer if I choose. Now, if I rush the passer, a lot of times I even control a defensive lineman, wrestle with the offensive lineman, and then proceed to rush the quarterback to try to get a sack. That gives the quarterback more time to complete a pass, right? So I pretty much do everything I can and still not be like but giving it away, like by just doing nothing, So I'm still engaged, but to me that is the formula I have come up with that gives me a challenge still in this game. Okay, so now using the Patriots, playing that way on defense. Now here's the thing. Also on offense, I had these plays. Now the running plays are decent, but the passing plays, especially the last 2, they're both flea flickers. That can be a disaster, as you know. So I went through the season with this was my playbook. All right, probably the best play was this shotgun pass here, but nobody goes deep, right? So I had to work for my points. I made it a challenge. So with all that, I went finished the season 13-3. Mark Wilson was our starting quarterback. So here's his stats. He completed almost 70% for 2,700 yards, 2,787 yards, 27 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. 13 rushes, 109 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good season now. And that's with him missing 2 games because he got hurt in back-to-back games. So yes, Steve Grogan here did come in and relief and had some decent numbers himself. 73%, 11-15 for 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So Steve Grogan did come in basically for a couple games because Mark Wilson got hurt early in each of the back-to-back games in week 2 and 3. Okay, so anyways, Mark Wilson was our starter. Still a pretty solid year for those not so great plays, right? Definitely working for the points we got. Here's another thing I'm kind of proud of. John Stevens was our starting running back, and he only, as you can see, only has a maximum speed of 31 when he's on average. Yet I got over 1,000 yards rushing with him during the season. There you can see 154 attempts, 1,023 yards, a 6.6 yard average, and 26 rushing touchdowns. Also, he had 13 receptions for 134 yards and a touchdown. So that's pretty good for that low rated of a running back, John Stevens. So hats off, right? Marvin Allen, not too much. Just on kickoff returns, I think I have discovered he does good on kickoffs there. You can see 5 returns for 110 yards, a 22-yard average, and a touchdown. So going forward here in the playoffs, he's going to be on kickoffs. George Adams, yeah, he only had a couple kickoffs. That's it. You know, he was either on average or bad most of the year, so he didn't really find his way into the lineup. Now Mosey Tatapu, he did. He was kind of, as you can see there, he's got stats in rushing, receiving, kickoff, and punt returns, right? Not too much, you know, but he had 18 carries, 70 yards, and a touchdown. 2 catches, 12 yards, and a touchdown. And then most of his stuff was there on the kickoffs, you know. He seemed to do okay. But I am going to put Marvin Allen in there going forward because he does seem to have a better average. I'm going to see if he can do better. Our starting wide receivers, Irving Fryer, 29 catches, 1,023 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Pretty good year. He did have 3 rushes for, like, we had a reverse at one point, but as you can see, 3 rushes, no yards, so we quickly did away with that. Our other starting wide receiver, Hartley Dykes, 44 catches, 1,198 yards, and 11 touchdowns, so he actually had a better year than Irving Fryer. Now, I had him at the number 2. It seems like the number 2 receiver just gets open more. You know, he just does. Sammy Martin, he had same thing, few returns, that's it. At least he did see some action. He was on the field. Our tight end, Marv Cook, 26 catches, 473 yards, 5 touchdowns. You know, he could have been better, but like I said, the only play he goes out in the pattern on my playbook is that shotgun play. That shotgun passing play, because on this play, it's just the 2 receivers and the running back. This play here, same thing. It's the 2 receivers and a running back, and then that flea flicker is just 1 receiver and a running back. So Marv Cook only had one play where he went out in the pattern. So that one shotgun play was it. So from that one play, he did get 26 catches for 473 yards and 5 touchdowns, an 18-yard average. Hit that route, he basically runs a 10-yard hook route. So, you know. Eric Sievers, he did pretty decent for us. 14 catches, 207 yards, and a couple touchdowns. And there's our line here. Our kicker, Jason Starofsky, good season. Only missed 1 field goal, 12 of 13 on field goals. That was one that was blocked. Okay, so he actually didn't miss one. He just had 1 blocked. 59 out of 59 on extra points. Brian Hansen, there's 4 punts. He only punted 4 times, so that's pretty good. We only punted 4 times throughout the year, because I do punt on 4th down when it's, you know, I will go for it occasionally, but not all the time. Now, on defense, I think everybody had some kind of stat. Let's just go through it real quick. Garen Veras, 6 sacks. Nice. Tim Goad, 5 sacks. Ray Agnew, 7 sacks. Andre Tippett, 3 sacks. Ed Reynolds, 8 sacks. Richard Harvey, 4 sacks. Chris Singleton, 6 sacks. Maurice Hurst, 2 interceptions. Ronnie Lippett, 2 interceptions. Fred Marion, 4 interceptions and 3 sacks. That's who I controlled basically all year. And Rod McSwain had 1 interception and 1 sack. So yeah, every starter on defense had either 1 sack, had some kind of stat. Either an interceptions or a sack. Yep. So pretty decent on the defense, even though they're not really that, you know, there's a couple. Ray Agnew, he's a good defensive lineman, 63. And Andre Tippett, if he can get him on good or excellent, he can be better. But there's a 44.56. I actually did better with Chris Singleton there, even though his stats are worse than Tippett's. He had better sacks, so I don't know. He's at the bottom, so I've always did better with guys at the bottom. Like I always controlled Simon Fletcher a lot. When I'd take Denver through, it seemed like I could do better with Fletcher than I could Mecklenburg. Mecklenburg was at the top, and Fletcher was at the bottom. So anyways, there's our final stats for the year. So here's the playoffs. Let's go through the standings. We won the division at 13-3. So here's the teams that made the playoffs. The Dolphins are in at 10-6. Houston Oilers won the division 13-3. Steelers got in at 9-7. And in the West, the Raiders won the division at 12-4, and Kansas City got in at 9-7. NFC East, Giants, strong year, won the division easy, 14-2. Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles got into the playoffs at 8-8. Central Division, the Bears won the division and the only team to make the playoffs. And then the West, the 49ers won the division at 14-2, and the Rams got in at 9-7. So I'm saying this is a pretty good looking playoff bracket. Look at that. Oilers, Dolphins, Steelers, Chiefs, Raiders, and then us, Patriots. And then on that side, you got the 49ers, Rams, Redskins, Eagles, Bears, and Giants. Wow. So we are going to proceed with the playoffs. So we're going to be taking on the winner of the Chiefs and the Raiders. Miami 27-14. That looks about right. Marino, big day, 70%, 315 yards. We got the loss on the NFC wild card. Los Angeles Rams, Washington Redskins. Washington Redskins. Okay. 28-17. AFC wild card. Get Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Raiders. Come on, Chiefs. I'd rather play you. Oh, wow. Seriously? Freaking 1 point. Because I'd rather take on the Chiefs than the Raiders, because the Raiders can be dangerous with, with Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. But that's the way the cards fell, so freaking Raiders. Ugh. Alright, let's continue. Wild card, Bears and the Eagles. I don't know, that can be a toss-up. I'm going to say Bears just because of their defense. Even though the Eagles have a good defense too. Whoa, Philadelphia, huh? Philadelphia went into Soldier Field because that was at Chicago, because Chicago was a division winner and Eagles was a wild card. So the Eagles go into Soldier Field and beat the Bears. I'm going to say convincingly, 23-7. That's a convincing win. Division round, Houston Oilers, Miami Dolphins. Toss-up. Oh, Miami comes out 27-24 in a shootout. So Miami advances to the AFC Championship. San Francisco, Washington Redskins. I'm going to say San Francisco. That'd be a safe bet. Yep. 31-21. That's a respectable, Redskins gave a fight, but I still figured the 49ers was going to win. So now it's our turn. Los Angeles Raiders and the New England Patriots getting ready to mix it up. But before we do, for the playoffs, I am taking the gloves off, so to speak, offensively. Meaning, I'm going to the playbook, and we're getting some better plays here for especially these third these last two here. So I've been liking that one a lot. And then I like this one here because I got a receiver. My number one receiver goes short, but my second receiver goes deep, and my tight end goes deep on that one. So maybe Marv Cook, that's a good play for your tight end if you got a decent tight end because he's at the top and he goes straight. So I like that play a lot. And this play I like a lot too. Your tight end goes like a deep post there in the middle. Your receiver goes deep at the top, and your second receiver goes short at the bottom. So you got options there, right? And I am going to switch this one out. Just go to the next bootleg. This one has one additional receiver in the pattern than that one there. This one has your tight end actually go out in a pattern. He goes short. Your running back goes to the top. See, so you got four targets instead of just three like this one here. So see, I still like a bootleg. Now if they pick the play, then you're basically toast. It's a sack. But if they don't pick a play, it can be good because your receiver at the top goes kind of mid-range. He does a medium route. He stops. But your receiver at the bottom, he goes deep. All right. Your tight end goes short. Your running backs, you got more options there. So I'm going to keep this shotgun passing play because that's good down in the red zone. You got, everybody goes a short route. And if you're at the 20, if you're at the 10 or 20, you got 5 targets. So, and if everybody's covered, then hey, take off with your quarterback and see if you can run it in, right? That's the winning formula a lot of times. So there is our playbook going forward. Stevens is on average. Severs is on excellent. Allen's on good. Adams, nope. So we're going to be going with John Stevens. Even though Allen's on good, he's still like only a 31 speed. So his only difference would be, and he's only on 31 receptions. So the only difference would be a 6 points difference on the ball control. But John Stevens, if he was on bad, then I would. But he's on average, so I'm going with the guy who we went through all year with, especially since he's on average. Irving Fryer's good, Hartley Dykes is good, Marv Cook is bad, but he's still 56-38. So what's about Martin? He's on good, but he's only still 50-31. And Chatapoo, he's not that great actually. So Marv Cook. So we got Allen, and Chatapoo is on punts. Maybe I'll put Allen on what Allen average on punts? 9.5. Chatapoo 8.2. Let's go ahead and put Allen in there on the punts and kickoff returns.